until everyone sits down. So if you're stood up, I will wait for you to take a seat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Justin. All right. Everybody good? Everybody take a seat. Do you guys want to take a seat? Do you guys want to take a seat? Do you guys want to, scan it. Scan that code. Are you done? You just scan it? It's connect. All good? All right. Take a seat. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's start. Thank you all so much for coming today. It is a Monday, but thank you all so much for coming to this event. This is the event's AI Talks at Qlay. We do this almost every 2-3 weeks. It's a session where we invite impressive people working on incredible things and have them present to us what they're working on so that we can share knowledge and inspire each other. I'm the guy all the way on the right. Nice to meet you, everyone. My name is Tom Nakata. Nice to meet you. Before we get right into the content of Wen from Genspark, I just want to quickly introduce what we do at Qlay. So I'm Tom. I'm the host of this AI Talks at Qlay. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Qlay here. And we are a AI proctor company. We have a software, an AI proctor that catches AI-assisted cheating during interviews. I have a consulting background that's totally irrelevant. My co-founder is more of an engineer. He's over there. It's just us. So what we do is we catch interview cheating. I'm not sure if you guys interview a bunch of people on a daily basis, but right now when you interview people, a lot of people use, ChatGPT to solve case interviews or AI coding tools to solve coding tests, and it's impossible to catch them in a remote setting. We're solving that problem. What we basically do is built an AI proctor that analyzes a lot of eye movements. We analyze a lot of the speech, audio, data. So we basically figure out if people are reading off of something. So, if a candidate's eyes are moving horizontally for no reason, then are they reading something? Or if a candidate suddenly stops using filler words, like or are they reading off of something? Things like that. We also have a mobile app that catches like a secondary angle. So it's basically a cheating-proof interview at scale. If anyone's interested in this AI tool, please feel free to come talk to me or my co-founder. We do a lot of these events. September 29th, that's next Monday. We're doing a fintech event. So if anyone's doing fintech, please come. I know that there's a person from Bank of America here. I go through every list. We're also doing patent on October 1st. So if anyone's doing law stuff, that's an interesting one for you. We have a person doing patent law for AI stuff coming in and give a talk about how patent applies to what AI creates and things like that. I guess spoilers, it's a really hard problem and there is no answer yet. So you get to hear what kind of conversations happening in the field of law and AI. We're also doing another AI Talks for SF Tech Week. We're inviting people from Google Maps. I think that's pretty interesting. Also AWS and Salesforce, which is also interesting. And then we're doing a founders mixer for agentic commerce on October 8th. So if anyone's in commerce or consumer, that would be a very interesting one for you as well. A little thank you to our sponsor, Open Network Lab. They're our sponsor. They're also an accelerator. So if you're a startup, this is an accelerator that invests up to like $100,000 twice a year. So if that is what you're looking for, then please feel free to come talk to me. I'm happy to connect you to our contact. And thank you to our sponsor today from InfoDip. There you are, sorry. Everyone, please give a round of applause to our friend from InfoDip.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Vincent Leguide. I'm the business developer of the company InfoDip. I'm happy to be here tonight. So what we do at InfoDip is that we are an IT integrator in France, near Paris. And our mission is to help software companies to extend into the EMEA market in Edge AI. So basically, I know there are some cloud companies here, but the difference between cloud and Edge AI is that we integrate directly softwares into hardware in local. This is not in the cloud, but into like servers or workstation. And we work with NVIDIA, with Dell Technologies, with Supermicro in Europe and in the US to extend our partnerships. And 2 months ago, we extended our activities here in San Francisco in the French-American Chamber of Commerce of California in O'Farrell Street. So we are happy to sponsor this event. I'm happy to be here. Let's connect after the talks. Feel free to reach out to me to talk about AI, tech, your company. So let's talk about AI. Thank you.
Perfectly timed. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is the last slide of the day from my side. We also use the AI proctor that we build to screen engineers and do a lot of engineer matching processes. So this is a campaign that we do where if you book a demo call with us for the hiring services, we give a heavy discount that goes up to 400 hours. But enough from me and my boring speeches. Let's give the floor to our friend Wen from Genspark. Please give a round of applause. Here you go.
Well, thank you, Tom. And let's see, no worries. All right, thanks, Tom. So good evening, everyone. So I'm Wen. I'm the co-founder and COO of Genspark. So we are a Palo Alto-based tech company. We're 30-some people. We're on University Avenue. What we do is we build AI agents for knowledge workers. What that means is, I'll just quickly give you a review. So all of these are the agents that we've shipped in the past few months. Now, what that really means is that in the past, human beings like us, we used to craft the work word by word, pixel by pixel, right? You can use Microsoft 365, you can use Google Suite, whatever it may take, but you got to do the work as human beings, from 0 to 1 to 100. Now, with Genspark Super Agent, all you need to do is just tell your super agent what you want. And the super agent will get the work done for you, 60, 70, 80, 90%, and then you do the final human touch. So that way, all of us get elevated onto the same level as Jensen Huang, who basically said, when he works, it's like dreaming. He said, I never work. When I work, I use my creativity, I use my strategic thinking. I don't have to feel like I'm working hard. So that's what we want for everybody. And that's why we're building what we're building. So since we launched in April 2025 this year, we were very fortunate that we got to about 2 million global users and $36 million of ARR in 45 days. It's still growing like a wildfire. I myself, I'm still in awe with it. But yeah, it's been amazing. And both OpenAI and Anthropic actually published case studies about us on their website, talking about how we were able to leverage the SOTA models that they've built to essentially get to where we are today. Now, how we built the technology, I could let you in on a little secret how we built this as well. So it's 3 layers of tech. The bottom layer, it's all the large language models from OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, as well as open source models. But the secret sauce is the model orchestration layer that we built. That is what dictates in what task, at what moment, what model is being called to do what. So with that, we were able to essentially give you production level results when it comes to you building a pitch deck, when it comes to you building an investment memo, when it comes to you're selling your company, you need to build a financial model to figure out who's gonna get how much money for what. All that you just let our super agent know. It's pretty much like a fleet of Goldman Sachs analysts in your pocket. So the team, I myself before Genspark, I was trained an automotive engineer at MIT, and then I started my first company. It was enterprise SaaS. Couldn't raise money in Boston, moved here west, went through Y Combinator, and got funded by Vinod Khosla, and ran that company for about 8-9 years, and sold it in 22. And after that, took some time off, and then joined force with the rest of our founders. One of our founders, Justin, he was with Zuckerberg for over 12 years, scaled Messenger from 0 to billions of users, and he was the man behind PyTorch. I don't know if we have some users here. Eric himself, he was early Microsoft. He was the fastest promoted PM at Microsoft. And Kay, our CTO, he was one of the earlier Googlers. And I won't bore you with the details, but with the rapid growth, we were very fortunate to get backed by top investors for $160 million in the past 18 months. And by now, we're pretty much cash flow positive. So we've been very fortunate. So our mantra is there is no moat. You just got to keep going. There's only offense, no defense. So keep shipping. In the past 4 months, we've shipped 17 major products, as you can see on the screen. I think we have more now than what we're seeing here. For example, when I took this screenshot, AI meeting notes was not on this yet. Oh, it is on the right. Yeah, so basically for in-person meetings, I just do this, and then recording, and then 5 minutes after the meeting, I get the full summary. Key takeaways, highlights, actionable items, it's all there. Everything, anything that a knowledge worker would touch, we cover you. Also, because of that, by June, July timeframe, a lot of the corporate clients reached out, and we launched our team plan, enterprise plan, and now we're just going through all the compliance frameworks such as ISO 27001, SOC 2 Type 2, ISO 42001, and GDPR, and all the good stuff. Yeah, we have a global client base. Essentially, last week, Friday, we hosted the UAE AI delegation. The chief AI officer from the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, as well as the Dubai Center of AI, came to our office in Palo Alto. And to my surprise, the first item they brought up was, they said, we're going to report 2 bugs for your last release. I'm like, what? You guys use our product? They were like, we're power users. So that was just super amazing. I was in Japan 2 weeks ago, and I would say it's also to my surprise that the passion of AI adoption I felt in Tokyo, truly, honestly, is way more than what I feel here. I don't know why, but it's insane how much people are just, I want to get onto AI, and I wanted to use all the tools available. It's amazing. But I would say we're all privileged here. We get access to everything. So I would encourage everybody to, definitely get onto this. So the topic of today is really kind of the review of the year of agent. This goes hand in hand with, this is the interface of our product. So this goes hand in hand with kind of how we built our company. Actually, when we first started the company, the first product was a search product. That was in 24. But then when we got to 5 million users, we were like, you know what, the future of search is not going to be about search. So we sunset that product, and then basically built our super agent, because our view is it's no longer about knowledge is cheap. It's no longer about information retrieval. It's going to be about getting real work done. So this is what it's really about. I'll share a few examples here, okay? So I was just sitting over there before this meeting, prompting our super agent. One example is basically I asked it to research Qlay and Digital Garage and build a pitch deck on behalf of Qlay, founder CEO, to entice DG for investments on the next round of financing. 5 pages, dark background, clean design. As you can see, it's like talking to a human being. So let's see how it did. I did not, let me see if I change, so this was one shot, except, so I'll explain to you how it was. So initially, it basically put together this work plan, to-do list. We probably caught on OpenAI models because they're good at reasoning, right? Like do research, build slides, whatnot, figured out a plan. And then it basically went to cross off these to-do items one by one. And obviously you can see, all of these research, whatever, and then deep thinking, whatever, parallel research. These are not that interesting, but then it looked up all interesting stuff about Qlay and Digital Garage, and then it laid out the story. So I wanted to say a lot of tools on the market, they're either good at telling a story, like ChatGPT agent, or they're better at visual. There are very few products that are good at both. And that's a problem, because at the end of the day, you got to be good at both, right? So we're good at both. As you can see, we put together a story pretty nicely, and the net result was this, and I'll put it up. On the only thing I asked for after that is make sure the Qlay logo is properly placed on the front page. Okay, that was the only thing I asked for. Now let's take a look. So good thing is with this, not only you can download it, you can also edit it. I'll share with you quickly, but I'll send this to you, Tom, and you tell me later on. You will score this for us how you like it, right? The problem, the market opportunity. Obviously, everybody likes a big market opportunity. Kind of $860 million market size by 2030. Qlay solution competitive edge. Let's see if it captured AI Proctor. I had no clue what that means, but it captured it. Okay. So AI interviewer, Proctor, coding tests, analytics, competitive advantage, 99.8% accuracy in technical assessment. Wow. So 3x faster time to hire. Strategic synergy, why Qlay and Digital Garage? I mean, investment thesis, alignment, technology integration, and it quoted, is that you or? We are a shark that never stops. Wow, okay. Creative, right? Wouldn't you like this analyst? I like this analyst. So yeah, invest at Qlay.ai, guys. So this is just one very simple example, right? So the primary users of this feature is primarily like a lot of consulting firms. We got calls from, KPMG's, Deloitte's world, from offices all over the world. They were like, we're building hundreds of decks a day. Like, you gotta help us. I'm like, sure. So that's like how. Another interesting thing, let me see if this is built out. So we have a AI developer. This is no code, okay? This is no code. This is not like a IDE or whatever, CLI. This is basically for knowledge workers who, like myself, who doesn't have the hands-on skills to build stuff, but you do want to build something for yourself. So basically, I said, research Digital Garage. Then, based on your understanding of them, create an investment game. A player making best investments win. Okay, this was. I'll share another video game I just built, and I'll share. Wow, this is like, how do I even play this? Okay, so guys, so yeah. So basically, it looks to me we're gonna have to make some investment decisions, and then it'll score us for how well we did. So, what do you say? Social tech or secure vault or chain core or digital bank pro? Dogecoin. Next round. Let's see. We have a Dogecoin. Round 3 started. Okay, we have to make a decision here. Let's just say pay flow. Okay, $800 million. This is in Japanese yen. Okay, I have the money. Qlay capital. Okay. Okay, successfully. Now this is in my portfolio. I can invest in another company. Game well. Figured out like how to play. I should have a how to play. How to win. Strategic diversification, timing market events, balancing risk and reward, long-term thinking. Okay, sounds like Warren Buffett. So if you can be more thought out when it comes to design games, I'd say this could be really fun. The important thing here about AI developer is this is deployment ready. Everything on Cloudflare, and all you need to do is just to buy a domain name from GoDaddy, and you can just go. Okay, this is not like Lovable. You have to know how to debug, and it's constantly circling and consuming the tokens for no reason. And again, you don't have to know how to really code. So Tom just showed Qlay's product. This is kind of a mock fun game. I built another one. Research Qlay AI as a company, learn about their cheat-proof capability, and build a video game regarding Qlay AI's cheating-proof capability. Make it fun. So this is okay. So start detection, and then you see this person on the other side. Okay, this person is definitely AI text response, face filtering or whatever. So the key thing here is. In today's world, in the back end, it's all just, we're calling on OpenAI models to design the game, obviously. We're calling on Claude Code to essentially code this up. But in just shy of 5 minutes, you can have anything you want, as long as you have taste. Clearly, I don't think I had much taste. But as long as you have taste, then it's well thought out. You can really win. Okay, one last thing I'll share here is an example. So we have an AI podcast, okay? So research Qlay technologies and build a podcast in 20 VC style. How many people heard of 20 VC? Yeah, okay, we have some people. Make sure that Harry Stabbing in it speaks London English. 3 minutes. Let's hear it.
Are frankly a bit rubbish. And that brings me to a fascinating little company just landed on my desk, Qlay Technology. Now, they've just closed a $1.4 million seed round. Number itself is fine, whatever. But blimey, you look at the cap table, it tells a story. Got a cracking syndicate, top-tier Japanese. I'm talking Capital, Anobaka, Global Brain, right alongside US firms. And that, my friends, is a signal. Yes, a very clever cross-border strategy from day one. So what is Qlay?
Tom, so he can share with everybody. But yeah, I mean, I was going to be in a panel the other day, and I was not familiar with one of the topics when it comes to context engineering. So I basically asked Genspark Super Agent to give me a podcast on this topic. On my way over, I just got familiarized with it, and it was awesome. Your own podcast, imagine that. So I mean, we ship weekly. So this is really just a small part of it. I've taken up a lot of time from everybody already. So one last thing, a little gift for everybody. This is also generated by, I'll show you. But if you scan this, you get 1,000 free credits from Genspark. You can try it now. I'll show you how I created it with Genspark. I personally don't write my own emails anymore. Essentially, every morning, I ask Genspark to scan through my inbox, lay out the importance and urgencies, and just draft the responses for me. And it does exactly what I ask it to do. And yeah, I mean, I don't think I can survive without it these days. Yeah, I guess I still have 3 minutes, so I don't know if there's any questions in the audience. Yeah, please go ahead. Yes, podcast. Oh, do you? Yes. Yes. So the question is, the podcast I showed, is that also agentic? The answer is yes. So let me find it. Basically, my understanding, I'm the only guy who doesn't code on Teams, so you'll have to forgive me if I didn't get all the details right. But let's publish this. So basically, what happens is once there is a topic, the AI agent would do research, same thing. And then it'll gather all the information. And then it'll build the audio track. And then it'll build the video track on top of the audio track. That's my understanding of how it works. But still, within this one simple task, it could be calling on different models to do different things. Yeah. Please. Yeah. That's a great question. So My answer to that would be not necessarily we're replacing anything. So our view is, look, the past era has been the tools era. Everybody has to learn 30, 40 software to do your work. The future era is going to be human centric. So that means you don't have to learn all the tools. The agent would interface with a lot of these complicated things. And you just be the human being, speak your language, and then see whatever you wanted to see, and then just still being able to work with your creativity. Now, how we do that is we leverage off the existing software tools as infrastructure, as data storage, as deterministic workflow. One advantage that AI generative models have is they have autonomy, they have agency, and we leverage off that. But to enable them, that's why on the bottom we work with 30 some models, but the second layer is 80 plus in-house tools that we've built for you to crawl the web, process documents, so on and so forth. So we build the arms and legs for the brain, which is the LLM, to essentially deliver real work. So in that case, I'm showing on the screen, we built integrations, API level integrations with Google Suite, Microsoft Suite, Notion, Slack, you name it, and 500 plus MCP servers. So these are the things that we leverage off. So you could basically say, hey, summarize my Slack channel in the partnership channel for the last 7 days. Only give me the highlights. Don't give me the fluffy stuff, right? I don't have to read through all the things like one by one. Or just say, hey, I'm interested in this topic. Find the most useful or highly reviewed stuff on Reddit for me. Sure. The agent does the grunt work. The human beings just enjoy the work results. That's yeah. I would say it's the hours that they used to pay to their people for work that is not high value at all. So I was absolutely surprised when consulting firms reached out to us, because the conventional wisdom would be like, their jobs are going to be taken. Not at all. Consultants hate building slides word by word. They love spending time with clients, and we wanted to enable that. And that goes for everybody, essentially, right? That goes for everybody. So the future of work is absolutely not that knowledge workers' jobs are going to be taken away. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. The future of work is we human beings get elevated to work on high value, high leverage stuff. AI does the groundwork. I mean, who washes their laundry today manually? No one does that, right? But if you live 500 years ago, you might have to do it, because unless you're a feudal lord or a king. Same thing for building all the work stuff. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you being here, and thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Wen. Wen, if you could take a quick picture with us from Justin, that'd be great. Oh, wait. I don't know, whichever. That's fine. Okay, thanks, Wen. All right. Give a round of applause for Wen. Okay, Wen has to go. Bye, Wen. Thanks, Wen. Okay, well, next up we have Tarika. All right. Everyone, please give a round of applause for Tarika. Am I pronouncing that right? Okay, give us just 1 second. To unmute.
Hello. All right. So hey everyone, I'm Tarika. I'm currently a senior product designer at AWS Bedrock. And today I wanted to talk about explainability in GenAI. So I'll focus my talk on how product design can help build AI trustworthy, adoptable, and usable manner. And essentially what I want to figure out with you guys is how does AI and how do we sort of shape human AI collaboration in this new space? So we've all seen this. We ask AI a question and it gives an answer and it's pretty confidently answering that. And so we trust it. But does not always equal to correctness. And so that's really the heart of a lot of the product design challenges. Now, one way forward is to design for trust, but not for perfection. So that could mean we admit the error upfront. We just admit that AI will make a mistake sometimes. So like you can see, this has been noted by, I think, Nielsen Norman Group. In a lot of models, they are now building in of telling the customer that, hey, my answer might not be correct. I'm not sure about this answer. And that just builds that trust that, yeah, like don't trust my answer fully. Maybe like take it with a grain of salt, do your own validation. And that itself will build some trust. And as noted by MIT in one of their research papers in 2024, as I said, people tend to trust AI output very easily, especially when it sounds fluent and confident. And this is one place guardrails can really kick in. And I think it's important that in some models that we use day to day, they are just built in. We don't have to plug those in. For example, in ChatGPT, this is actually, I think, a common use case nowadays. Ask ChatGPT for some mental health advice, and ChatGPT responds by saying that I am not a mental health therapist. Please out to an actual professional for that. So that's actually a built-in guardrail. You might have seen this in GitHub Copilot as well. It's detecting vulnerabilities in code and helping you in the software development process. Now, today, I want to focus this talk on going over some patterns that you might have already seen as you would have experimented with some AI models. And as I go along, think about where you've seen these patterns, or if not, where could you benefit from them? So the first pattern is transparency. So essentially, don't treat AI like a black box, even for customer applications. It could be as simple as just showing chain of thought or the sources that your responses are being retrieved from. Now, some quick examples. You might have seen this in ChatGPT. You might have seen this in Perplexity. It shows the chain of thought. And it's a little abstracted because it's a B2C product. But it does show what it's doing, where it's getting this, the information from, which could be helpful. Now, I will say, so I design for developer products. So it's a little more common in, I think, when you're building, let's say, agents. You might want to see this kind of trace. But I think B2C can also benefit from it, as you can see. And Lovable, one of the AI website making websites, it also shows something like this, as you can see, as I've given a prompt, it actually tells me what it's doing, how it's thinking, which is a good explainability, good enough explainability for me to move forward while I'm waiting for it to give me something. Now, this all might seem complex, again, for a B2C experience, but I do think it's not complex. It's just giving customer enough information to build that trust. Now, the second pattern that I want to talk about is error recovery. So again, don't chase the perfection, assume AI will fail, and give customers a way to recover. So another lovable example, I really like how when you do get stuck, it tells you that there's an error, it explains it, and it's just a simple click of a fix-it button, and it fixes the issue for you in most cases. I think that's great, and that's one way to build trust because you're not logged in. And then the third and the last pattern I'll talk about is shared agency and choice. So instead of AI running as an autopilot, it becomes your collaborator. Stay in the loop, select, edit, and even choose your own paths. So again, from Nielsen Norman Group, and this has been noted that within, so you might have experimented with Notion AI, you might have seen this in ChatGPT. When you're, let's say, taking notes and you ask for some suggestion, it gives a choice for you to accept the suggestion, reject it, or even ask it to try again. Simple things I'm talking about that sort of takes that human AI collaboration a step forward. And this is another one. You just get 3 different answers for the same question, and you get to choose which one you think is the right way forward. So, and in my own work, how I use AI is, let's say I want to run some UX research, and that would mean I have to interview a lot of customers who are using our product. And at the end, I am left with tons of research transcripts that I need to sort of skim through. So AI really helps in that. It can generate search reports, get me the insights needed and actions that I need to act on next in just minutes. But sometimes it does hallucinate. It can hallucinate customer quotes or even misinterpret the context. So again, this is where I think AI, we can come in and we'll have to validate the insights. So a few evidences that supports this. DeepMind has, I think there's a paper that DeepMind gave for feedback scaffolding, where humans step in at checkpoints. Again, this is sort of like tracing. Nielsen Norman Group stresses transparency as critical to trust. So again, this is where I think tracing can come in at different levels, of course. It really depends on what customer you are focusing on. So yeah, that's essentially what I wanted to talk about today. Essentially, don't treat AI as a black box. See if, I think UX here can really help and make it more of a collaborative process. Yeah, I'll leave you guys with one question or thought. So how would you tag AI failures and still ensure that there's customer success and you're building trust along the way? Yeah. Any questions?
Anybody with questions? I can pass over the mic to anybody. Oh, there you are. Okay, you're a little far. Do you just want to shout it out? Okay, there you go.
How long? If I got your question correctly, like instead of saying I'm just not sure, can you say the actual confidence number? I think it would be great if you can tell customer that. I don't know legally if a lot of companies would want to tell that. So yeah, I mean, so I think it depends on your legal bandwidth, essentially. If you can tell that we are 50% confident about this answer, great. That gives the customer a real value to consider. I think we do that in developer experiences, in fact. But I don't know for customer-facing apps if you could. Yeah.
Mike, for anybody? Okay, cool. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much. Please give a round of applause for Terry. All right. Ah, God, that's really loud, sorry. Do we have the third speaker from Retriever? Aha, there you are, all the way in the back. Okay. Thank you. Was the mic okay? Do you guys need two mics?
Test.
All right, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so we're Retriever AI. We're pioneering AI web agents as a service in various form factors like Chrome extension in the cloud, as well as like triggered from your mobile phone. And a little bit about us, like I'm Arjun. I used to work in Google Ads, actually on the same team that the Genspark CTO is, like Lemjoy. He actually founded my teams. I don't know if the Genspark guys here, but yeah, interesting story. But yeah, at Google, I worked on pioneering vertical federated learning, so training models on siloed data of like using differential privacy, private set intersection, homomorphic encryption.
About me, I come from both CS and MBA backgrounds, built AI applications to combat CSAM abuse across like multimodal form factors of Adobe. Yeah, Arjun and I always, we've been hacking since 2023. We started with a small problem of like, if any of you here are like a financial analyst or so on, like our friend, she's a financial analyst, is some part of her job as well as some part of the job that they offshore to people in India. What do? They go to different municipalities in California or like some other state, and for each of the municipality, get me the accounting audit report of last year. And for each of these audit reports, what is the revenue, what is the debt, how can I assess the risk and price the bonds issued by this municipality and so on. So essentially, it's a matter of like clicking and typing, searching on the internet, getting structured insights from the humongous unstructured data that's all over the internet. Now, we were trying to solve this problem and like iterated multiple times and built Retriever as you will see shortly today.
Like a universal web agent that can navigate web pages, fill in forms, retrieve structured data, write to your databases, APIs, or even Google Sheets, and all with just natural language prompting. So you have the world where you have all of these automation tools, but they're very siloed. You have HubSpot, but it can't talk to LinkedIn. You have Qlay, but it can't use local data. It can't use like walled data, like your LinkedIn connections, for example. Or you have web RPA scripts that just break whenever the website updates. And you have Zapier integrations, but they don't work when your website you want to automate doesn't have APIs.
And with Retriever, we bring together the public web and your proprietary/private web, either your social sites such as your X, Reddit, LinkedIn, or let's say you have special access to some like Crunchbase or PitchBook which don't provide APIs. And most importantly, you're also like your CRMs, your databases, and so on. We connect all these three to provide you the holistic automation as well as holistic insight. And some of the key use cases of Retriever.
Yeah, so some of the use cases is getting our agent to fill in all of these various policy like combinations and retrieve like the quotes of those policies, or like going through pages of these cars website that is very like a bot detected wall, so you have to do it locally. Or say I have like 1,000 brand partners and I want to see in what context they're mentioning my brand and like what are the specific like terms, as well as like just for like if you're a VC, hey, I want to go through all the YC companies in the latest batch and get their pricing, their partners, all of this information. So like the agent has to not only crawl through YC, but go through each of those nested website links and open those and figure out the pricing terms. And our agent, just with the natural language, is able to do all this, open multiple tabs, work on them in parallel in your browser.
Yeah, we'll dive into like a quick demo shortly. So we are very horizontal agent of like anything and everything that your browser does. We are able to do it and make your browser self-driving. Yeah, let me play the quick demo for you, and then we'll jump into live.
Yeah, there's two of us right there. Yeah, but so say like we had the Chrome extension there, and we just gave like a natural language prompt. Hey, use the API key on the screen to create a tool to load contacts to HubSpot. Then go to LinkedIn, go to all my LinkedIn connections, and upload them to HubSpot. So just one simple prompt, and our agent is able to do a multi-step plan and execute it. So it's able to use the token on screen, create a tool to load the contacts to HubSpot using that access token.
And this code is running in a sandbox in your own Chrome browser. So your API key of your HubSpot or Shopify, whatever it is you want a tool for, is not even leaving your own local devices.
So we know there's like a ton of these sandboxed code execution environments. And like we had this novel take from the very beginning, hey, when you have this kind of like required code execution, it should run on the user's device. You shouldn't, their API key access token should never leave that. And using the built-in sandbox of the Chrome browser, we're able to just execute it all locally and without like any risk to us or to you.
Yeah, and a lot of users are not like the developers. They can set up a Docker container and so on. So we packaged everything as part of our extension. So it went ahead, created the tool, and saved it in your own local Chrome browser. And then it's going to the LinkedIn.
Yeah, it navigated to LinkedIn by itself. It's doing all the clicks, typing. It went to my LinkedIn connections. It actually opened all of the LinkedIn connections in parallel tabs in the background. And it's getting the contact info, like clicking contact info across all of those tabs in the background and retrieving that emails, profile, other information, and writing it to a Google Sheet. And then we have deterministic like execution. So like per row of a Google Sheet, we can open that tab and like do it like an action or like call an API, in this case, that HubSpot tool we just created. And all of those contacts were loaded to HubSpot.
Yeah,
and all with just a 3-line prompt.
Yeah, and we just had a talk earlier that we need to understand the limitations of like agents as of today. If you ask them like, do these 20 steps or even like 100 steps of load all the 100 contacts into my CRM, there's a high chance that the agents might miss a few. So we know these problems and we designed like a super agent to make sure how should we and how we inject determinism in various steps associated. So we deliver you the highest success rate of finishing the task successfully.
Yeah, and we'll dive into so this was our Act 1, like where we see the whole web agent space is not just like a tool that can do tasks online. It's also a research agent that can execute in parallel for you and construct like data sets from the web. That's where we see the real value of agents, as well as being an integration hub, integrating all of your different MCP servers, API tools, all with just natural language, and without you actually having to figure out, hey, how do I write the connector to this API? And it will be able to do all this for you. And the next slide would have been that, hey, there's a lot of other players in the space, like OpenAI Operator as well as like Anthropic, and we're beating all of them in the benchmarks because we're taking a novel approach of only using text, of only constructing DOM trees from the web pages, and that's how we interact with them. We're not doing any screenshots, and because we fundamentally understand these are language models. Sending images to language models leads you to worse results. So by representing the web pages as text, it drastically improved the performance while making the speed like 6 times faster than the next leading model, as well as just using Gemini Flash for all of our agentic actions. And that's able to give you a cost-effective agent that is useful for you.
Yeah, and the philosophy from day one, make automations that simple and super accessible wherever users are. And I know the text is tiny, but we do also want to give you a couple of live demos. So I'll read it out. So like one of the form factors of Retriever is a Chrome extension that if you're interested in doing tasks on your own local browser, or if you're interested in like routing or doing things on your social sites, paywall sites, you can install a Retriever extension. Here I'm asking Retriever, say for example, I'm on the Luma event today. Right? A lot of times we go to a lot of events. We want the contacts information of the startups and the people at this event. I'm like, for all the guest speakers at this event, they extract their name, role, company, LinkedIn profile if present. If not, go search on the internet and get me. And also even get me their contact email on LinkedIn if present. Yeah, I ask like a few data points of the people and like across a couple of sites, this and LinkedIn. So all you have to do is you trigger the task and then you do like what you are doing already. So once you initiate the task, you don't even have to be on the page or you're not blocked. See it, but we want to like unlock true productivity for users even on their local machines.
The next version of Retriever, we're planning on launching a revamped Chrome extension, as well as like our own website where you can just interact with, so you're not bound by your local browser. So you can scale it up to thousands of tabs or URLs you want to process, as well as the API if you want to build on top of us. Like you have your own agentic platform or app you want to develop, and you want to leverage our web agent to automate things, as well as being able to trigger from WhatsApp.
Yeah, oftentimes you're at events and you want this data on the fly. Hey, who is this VC I can connect with? Who is this startup I can pitch to? So as we are talking, just like within one slide, when it extracted all the guest speakers today, like obviously Genspark and AWS, Tarika. And then not only that, it also navigates to their LinkedIn profiles because I asked Retriever to get me the contact email of these people. So it should be able to like, click on the contact thing, get the contact info if present. It doesn't hallucinate. It extracts if present and then writes back to sheet and closes them up. So it should finish up by itself. We don't have to worry about it. And like also giving you a sneak peek, we are targeting October, early October, to launch our like new form factors and like a cloud platform. Like as Arjun mentioned earlier, if you have tasks on public web, or you want to like extract, a lot of people like we mentioned, like users to extract thousands of records of data. For example, a lot of family offices use us to see who won like USA funding aid contracts, and they want to like deploy their funds or like pitch to them and so on. Or else there's this healthcare insurance agent in India. They use us to ground their agent with the policy numbers. You know that healthcare and insurance companies, they're notorious for not giving you the data, number one, and also having really old websites. Despite all of those, Retriever like navigates to all of them and like, gets the data right for you. Right for you in wherever you want. You want in a sheet or you want in a database and so on.
Best part is we can give real-time feedback. I think one of the speakers doesn't have their email maybe, so we can just say skip and finish or something. So the agent is able to use real-time feedback, so you can just guide it as it goes while you do your own thing in the background. And
it should be able to like finish up the tasks soon. And the next thing that we have is talking about a little bit of our like architecture. So you see that a lot of the traditional like playwright or puppet, like traditional scripts, they use Puppeteer playwright. And the most of the agents today, they are like QA agents, your computer use agents taking screenshots. What are some problems with them? And like why we are like drastically different in our like technical architecture? Wanna show? So as you see, there is no contact email for the first and the third speaker, so it just left them empty, didn't hallucinate or write some garbage. And there is contact info of like from Arjun's profile, so it was able to like get it successfully. Scale of like as many people, items or records of data that you want. Like, yeah, going ahead, your Puppeteer or Playwright, they are meant for back in the day UI automation, not for making your browser self-driving. And also they use low-level debugger or CDP protocols, Chrome Developer Tools Protocol, which not only exposes your browser, but your entire machine to like malicious attacks from various sites on the internet. And we know these limitations, so we built our DOM intelligence from ground up. That represents web pages in the most LLM optimized way, and that too for the world of like text-based semantic representation.
Yeah, so we'll give a sneak peek of our new Chrome extension where we're showing the web agent extension as an MCP server. So you can basically just get a URL that you can integrate with any of your chatbots like Cloud.ai or ChatGPT and get those agents to do actions on your browser. So we bring a new use case where instead of you interacting with websites, websites can now interact with your browser and take actions on your browser, breaking this 3-decade paradigm of what user interaction we've had before. So you can think of all of the integrations we can now do on the user's own device that we couldn't do before. So for example, instead of Plaid to integrate on the back end all of these different financial services, you can open chase.com on the user's browser using our web agent, like just having a mouse click on your own website that prompts the user to confirm, and then the agent can go to Chase and get the bank balance and write it back to your website, for example. So you can think of other integrations. Hey, I have a website that generates like content for LinkedIn. Just with a click from the user, it can directly post on LinkedIn. Even though LinkedIn doesn't have APIs, I can do these kind of integrations that were not even possible before.
Yeah, if you're building an agent or if you're building in the world of AI or any app, and whenever you need a browser agent to go search something on the web, a lot of the people come to us and be like, hey, can you get me price of Nike shoe? I can show it to my customers and like do a bunch of other things. Like, hey, can you get me this logistics quote? I'll do the rest of the things. I'll have some other big like logistics app. So whenever you need a browser agent, you can use us. All you need to do is either, if you prefer an MCP, use Retriever MCP and add it to your client, like MCP client or app. Or if you need our API, all you have to do is like connect with our API, and we'll take care of the rest. We'll go around the browser, do all the automations or data extraction for you, and give it to you. So here I asked like Claude, like give me like a 100-word LinkedIn post about the world of RL, and then use Retriever to like post the thing, post it on my own LinkedIn. So first, okay. Yeah.
As a previous setup, all we did was took the MCP URL that provided by the new extension, added it as an integration to Claude, and then Claude is able to, it's already doing the go-to command on Retriever, and it should trigger the agent to open.
Yep. Time here. Can re-trigger this.
It's okay, we're having some technical difficulties, but imagine it did it. Yeah.
Now I can refresh stuff and restart this. We can continue with the rest of it, and it should work in the background by itself.
Yeah, so we're going to relaunch October 6th. Give us a like on Product Hunt. And we, before with the previous extension, had 10,000 users, had 2.5K MRR, mostly like agentic scraping use cases. And we had a ton of power users that wanted to scale. So we set up a whole browser agent fleet that was able to execute in the cloud and scale up these requests. So they were trying to open thousands of tabs in their own browser. And yeah.
It's taking a little slow here, but yeah, we recently posted on our YouTube channel as well. So like, feel free to like check out there. Yeah.
Just let me know if you guys have any questions.
Yeah, I actually need to pass the mic to you.
Hey guys, great presentation. Looks super cool. It's been a while since I did a browser agent use case. When I did, I used browser base and it kept getting blocked.
Yeah.
And then I went and used AirTop and that worked. How are you guys tackling that problem? Is that still a big problem?
Yeah, so
Interested in that.
here's where you see it, right? Like, if you want to like not get blocked, like it mostly is social media sites, Cloudflare blocked sites, you're gonna have to do that on the user's device. Like you have to like your own device, for example, and we have this Chrome extension for that kind of setup. And for cloud browser agent kind of automations, you like need to target sites that are like public, that are like, all the list of YC companies, right? Then none of them have advanced bot detection. So those are the sites. So it's like, hey, if for your use case, I want to either run it on the cloud, like if it's like like if they don't have bot detection, if they have very advanced bot detection, there's no way you can get around like LinkedIn or Instagram or even Google search, right? Like in the cloud. And for that, you need to leverage your user's device. And like, or you can like, what we are really setting up in the next iteration is you can install the Chrome extension on a pool of devices and trigger them, like trigger workflows like amongst your own pool of devices. So you can kind of like remove that paradigm. You can still set up automations, but just setting up your own physical devices. Yeah.
Yeah, and also as we're talking, the Claude is back up. Earlier, Claude had difficulties. So as you are seeing, it opened the LinkedIn by itself. It like made like a hello world post and like it posted successfully.
Successful demo we've been waiting for of Claude directly posting to LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's a recording of this. So.
Oh, I had a question. Sorry, here. So could Retriever basically replace, like currently I have a virtual assistant, like go into a Google Doc where I wrote content and then have Retriever go post it on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, also schedule it and also fit the content.
Exactly. Yeah, oftentimes there's no API in the whole world except Retriever that can like interact with your Facebook, Instagram, or like even TikTok. The one thing is, so far, we are only like text-based. We can understand images. We can like create posts of text, but we cannot create posts of the videos or images yet. So you can make Retriever go like analyze YouTube content, like even like manage your own channel or like add a comment on this thing, reply to my users' comments. Or like if, let's say you inspire from like a bunch of creators on like bunch of platforms, you can be like analyze their profiles, extract their content information, probably like get insights from it. You can do all of that with Retriever.
So you can set up schedules. You can have it do recurrent tasks. The key limitation is that your browser needs to be open for you to...
For these personal websites. Like for these social sites, you need to install Retriever extension and your browser needs to be open. If there's anything that's on the public thing that you want to like analyze and offload, you can use our like cloud platform and like give the same natural language command you give. So here is an example of like, I'm analyzing like Kim Kardashian's TikTok profile of like, what videos does she post? I asked like, hey, go to like popular videos of like Kim Kardashian. Go to popular videos of her, and then for the first 20 videos, extract the thumbnails, extract the content or text associated with these different videos and stuff, and like also give me like number of views. I asked a bunch of details. You can do the same stuff on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, even Facebook Marketplace posting. So it like navigated, clicked on because I asked for popular, it clicked on the popular part, and then like in like no time, it's able to like grab all those number of views, video links, thumbnails of each of them. I was just checking if the video links are accurate or not. Thumbnail of this video. Yeah, you can do all of that, manage social media, even like DM followers of some other brand or your own brand on Instagram or wherever.
Hello, I enjoyed your presentation. It was. My feeling is I thought AI was like a new wave, like a Beetle jobs or like Facebook. Actually, I like this because I thought AI was a baby. Fail. I think today I see that there are two sides to the brain. Side of the brain, data analytics.
Sharing that.
All right. Oh.
Thanks for the presentation. I have a kind of one question, but related with obviously, you know, Perplexity is now pushing their own browser. I'm wondering if you could accomplish the same thing using their browser. And that said, I'm really concerned about the moat that you have. What is the moat? What is so unique about the technology that someone next week won't be able to run it over with something else? Yeah. So, sorry, it's a VC type of question.
No worries, no worries. We get it a lot, actually. So Perplexity is like a Chromium browser. So we work as a Chrome extension on any Chromium browser. And also, it's like, I haven't heard recent things about Perplexity Comet. I feel like it kind of died down for the fundamental reason, right? It's really hard to change a browser. You're not going to get a lot of people switching out from, I haven't switched out from Chrome like in 2 decades. And it's like, so that's one thing of like, hey, we're in your existing browser, meeting you where your existing workflows are. You just install it, you type it, and it's like, you got it right there. And then one thing about Perplexity Comet is it's not really agentic in the sense that like it's asking you for like all of the email permissions, and that's how it's doing like email automations, for example. There's a very narrow spectrum of things that it can do, and it's using APIs for that. It's not doing like a web agent of understanding any arbitrary web page and doing actions on them. And our moat is we figured out like the long tail of DOM tree. So we're the only web agent out there that's not doing screenshots. So we're doing actions on the background tabs because they don't get rendered. And we're just understanding the HTML of the page and constructing a way to represent that HTML to a model very efficiently and getting out the actions from the LLM output and converting that into interactions on the web page.
Yeah, and also if you look at like why do these people spin up browsers in the name of like AI or agentic left and right? Because they were not able to figure out delivering the fastest and the secure way of executing on users' own browsers. They take up, as I mentioned, the sensitive permissions of browsers. They can take up all these permissions left and right if they spin up their own browser. Chrome is not there to like control them. And two, you go to a specific website or like a specific browser, often for like, oh, you have one use case. I want to like extract all the sales leads from LinkedIn. Then I'll go to this website, or then I'll open Perplexity Comet. But the rest of your day is in your ChatGPT or is in your regular Chrome and stuff. But by being like a truly co-pilot, either as an agent in all the chat agents that you use, or as like a co-pilot on your own browser, wherever you use it, we see spectrum of use cases. That's why we call it data mode of like last month, 500,000 workflows were run by users, by 10K users on Retriever. And these span from, hey, add these things, SKUs from Amazon for my mom and pop store, to like market about my product on like Instagram, get me leads on LinkedIn. So we see this like spectrum of use cases. And the reason we are doubling down on all the form factors is we want to meet user where they are and like build more of user memory in the future as well.
And and one final thing is that like Perplexity is targeting everyday consumer activities. We have a very specific band of activities we're targeting. We're targeting agentic scraping use cases. Hey, fill out forms and retrieve data. We're targeting productivity use cases. Call my APIs. So it's like we want to target things that are useful for you monetarily, not like, hey, book me a flight, like those kind of consumer level activities. So we don't see like the big labs go for this kind of like niche activities. It's like that are prosumer, that are for like builders, that are for like developers, these kind of things. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you 2 folks at Retriever AI. That's actually it. Thank you so much. That's the content. Maybe should we get a quick picture with the panelists and the presenters? Do you think we can do that? Sorry, I asked that in a really weird way. I could. Yeah, if your co-founder can also join, maybe you can just stand up. Or do you think we can do it here? Or